Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the Road to 100, where today we are in the City of the Falling Flame yet again, and today we're going to be running the Queenslayer Greatsword. And the most amazing thing about this weapon is the fact that you get it very early on in the game, and it does have some pretty average to basic modifier sets on the attack damage front of how the weapon operates, but the regular heavy attack right there, that does 150% of your overall damage that comes out of the weapon here, and you'll see that we're fairly low value set here, but that's because we're running Queen, which has a very low strength value of C+, which matches the stat scaling of the weapon itself. So we're one level above the C rating that you would need to actually run this, and because it's a Pheon transform, the scalings go down a couple of levels there. As you see, that's a B, this is a C+, so it goes down a half a level, and then compared to the intensified, it's 2 levels below, so you can see a big discrepancy there. But the 204 that comes from the ice damage here that we're losing is comparable, but since this is actually transforming it to ice damage, we will actually have a better shot against the flame boys than actually doing regular damage through here. So and also we're running the Ruinous Chevalier because we are directly below the 133.9 weight limit here of Queen when paired with Revenant's Ambition, and this gives us a very healthy dark value with a very like 1/3 about of our resistance needed for fire, and we can get that up to about half resistance for fire damage from Fireproof Tonic, so we shouldn't have too much of an issue, but we're definitely going to have to heal a lot as we go through here. So the name of the game is hit the enemy a little bit with our sword and then gift them down. So this is kind of a hybrid set here between our gifts and the fact that we need our greatsword here to do a lot of I-core draining. So as we go ahead and kind of get ourselves going here, you'll see that the Queenslayer Greatsword, it does not disappoint, in any way, but it can absolutely wreck the enemy if you need to. Now, this was the first weapon in the game that I actually, when I first started running Code Vein, a year and a couple months ago, this was the sword that I picked up, and I played through the entire game with it and with the stun transform, and I didn't realize how strong it was, but it is exceptionally good because it has a couple of wide sweeping strikes on it, and it has a super ability to kind of do AoE damage in a wide strike around itself, which is where the real benefit of this weapon comes in. And you see that the Ruinous Chevalier does not disappoint. And let's go ahead and get some I-core back from Monkey Boy here. So with both Hunting Feast and Bloodsucking Blades active, we're up to a 1.78, which is a pretty good drain rating overall. Here comes Mr. Monkey Boy, so we'll go ahead and get some more I-core from him. Not bad. Now, in the City of the Falling Flame, obviously, the absolutely obvious choice is to go for flame resistance, and we can go ahead and use a tonic now, and that'll take us up to 84 flame resistance. But you know, when you don't play versus the correct way to go through here, it makes for a very interesting, different sort of a set to go for. And so we actually have to watch our P's and Q's in each of the corners here and how we go about engaging the enemy. Okay, and you see there that we have these guys in sight, and can we reach them? We can. Very good. So we'll encourage this fella to come over here. Okay. We'll go ahead and knock him down. Okay, and then we'll head over this way for the gunner. And because we have a Ruinous Chevalier, we get 9 Ichor back on a backstab, which is oh so great to have that ability. Because we have really good Ichor recovery on a backstab, but we need so much Ichor to cast to actually knock these fellas down in one go here with Baba Yaga's Gaze. And it's really important that we keep our Ichor at tip-top shape. And now it's a real problem that we're into cutscenes, and we don't have any way to recover Ichor except getting into the fight here with the flame atronach, the blue flaming guy. And that's really where the big problem comes from with what we're going for. Is normally you would just go for flame resistance and you just become invincible through here, but since we don't have that option right now, we have to kind of be a little bit slower, and this doesn't play into my happy space where you know, playing Code Vein very aggressive. So we'll have to kind of back off here a little bit and play this very like calm and collected to make sure that we get all the timings correctly and we get all of our gifts going as well. So let's go ahead and get a couple of these items going. Plunging needles into our neck and squeezing our chest there for whatever reason is how you apply gifts in this game, or apply consumables, I guess. So okay, so we'll dodge that. We'll let him do his thing, try for a backstab, and then we'll go for a couple of blood-sucking blades and such to get more Ichor on our damage from our weapon here. Okay, so let's go ahead and recover some Ichor here. Ouch. There we go. Good. And because we're doing crush damage, we can always damage this fella in a very healthy way, and we can stagger him equally acceptable. Okay, so since we have a regen inducer right here on the corner, we can go ahead and use one. As Mia is telling me, we got to use them all. So that was a pretty decent fight there. We're using the sword as a staggering potential, so that's very nice. So we can kill a monkey before it even becomes an issue, which is nice. Having a little bit of range here with a greatsword, because a lot of times that's where these weapons just fall apart. Is that they need you to be in the fight directly engaging the enemy, but since you have a little bit of range here with some of these gifts, it definitely makes for a great way to go about engaging the enemy. And you saw there we were able to hit the monkey, even though we were kind of backed into a corner here. I'm curious where that other monkey went, but he disappeared somehow. Where'd he go? Mia's fighting him. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. There we go. And the nice thing about having the Queenslayer Greatsword is the two sweeping strikes at the end do 100% damage and 120% damage respectively, and that's really nice to have those kinds of wide sweeping strikes in a really tough scenario. When you're cornered and such. Ouch. Okay, I wanted to launch him because typically you don't have the ability to strike enemies behind you or to the side of you, and it can be a real chore to work on different ways to make that happen. Okay, so these go down pretty easy because we have Freezing Roar and we have Baba Yaga's Gaze, so this is way overkill, but definitely okay to take them down that way. And because they are weak to Ice Crush, it makes for a very simple, basic, easy target for us to attack. No problem at all. So again, once we get into here, we go for this gunner because he's always shooting us in the back. Ouch. Okay. I guess we're taking a little bit of damage here. That's kind of unnecessary. Okay. Okay, good. And this guy, we can go ahead and take him down almost in one hit there, so not bad. And White Mia is keeping up with us very well here. Not a drag at all. So at least we're back up to pretty much full health here. Getting into the other fight here with the next Flame Atronach guy. Sunset Bayonet, that is nice. And the Queenslayer Greatsword, the charge attack for it, and the regular heavy attacks, they really don't buy you a whole lot overall. So it's really in your best interest to just go for some of the dodging attacks and a couple of the regular attacks as well, just to make whoops, that was ouch. We're getting staggered into the wall here. That's really bad. Good, we got a backstab, and Baba Yaga's Gaze is coming off cooldown. Ouch. Good. There we go. Okay, so a little bit of a rough go there with that fella, but not a problem. Now we can hit the ball here through the wall, which is nice. And because we have Ice Crush on our sword, we can absolutely ruin these things, just because we have the ability to do the exact weakness that they're worried about. Okay, where's the ball? Okay, there it is. Okay, can you come over here? There we go. And the dodge attack, because of the auto tracking, is a great way to take these down, just because of the fact that you're able to completely do a wide sweeping strike out the gate there, no problem, and take them down. And you see that even though we are healing a lot and we're using a lot of our heals and such, we're not really doing too much ability to stay alive overall, but we have just enough to do what we need when we need to do it, and in good fashion and in good time. Okay, so we've made it to the end here. Now, I do have to say that we'll be kind of cutting it short here. I guess it's pretty short because we're just adventuring. Because the next episode, we're going to be talking about the boss analysis of the successor of the Claw here, and we're gonna just have to say goodbye to Phoebe here, and we'll catch up with her maybe in another playthrough and maybe another time. But this has been the City of the Falling Flame running Queen, and we have a lot of ability here to keep up with the enemy because of our stamina. And at 287, that's pretty good stamina overall, and having it come back much quicker because of tirelessness, that also helps us get into the engagements much quicker and much more effective. And these three gifts, if you run them through here, I mean, you see that Mia and I weren't really in too many of the dire straits there to make sure that we didn't have any chance to survive, but it definitely is a great way to adventure through the City of the Falling Flame. And if you just played a little bit slower and a little bit more calm and collected and kind of at a distance, this place can be torn apart pretty quickly and pretty easily, and it changes the value the play style of how you go through here when you play Invincible, because we could have played a mind based with light value and gone for something like the Noble Silver, either one here, fortified or intensified, and we could have gone without the Revenant's Ambition and gone for some other things, and instead of going for these gifts, we would have switched to ice light gifts, and we could have made it through just as well. So playing light, dark, or indifferent, with physical damage or whatever, it really doesn't matter how you go through the City of the Falling Flame. But if you choose for basically like something like an all-strength sort of a build setup, the City of the Falling Flame can be pretty rough because you're taking flame damage from everywhere, from the fellas, from the floor, from the walls, and you can get infinite staggered into the flames and die instantly regardless of your flame protection. So the City of the Falling Flame does have its gimmicks out for you, and there's a cool shot with the moon, but it definitely is a cool place overall, because of how you can kind of go through here in different fashions and still make it work regardless of the regardless of the fact that there's flame damage everywhere. So anyways, it's kind of a shorter one, but that's the City of the Falling Flame, and next we'll be doing the boss analysis for the big kitty, and then we'll be moving into the Crown of Sand. So kind of a little bit of a roadmap there. I know there was a lot of discussion over this past weekend of different builds and defensive order, and a whole lot of discussion about Andy's tower and everything, and but you know. Those are other topics for another time, but here for the road to 100. As you see, we're still in 39 star, but we'll make it through. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.